Well, right now, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is announcing a tax break on certain items for the upcoming holiday season. Let's listen in.
So myself and my father would like to welcome, obviously, our Prime Minister, our Deputy Prime Minister, and the fellow members of Parliament to our grocery store. As an independent grocer, we're always looking for opportunities to provide value to our customers. And of course, the challenge with affordability has been one of those things that has been tough to handle and tough to convey to our customers. So we welcome the PM today for their announcements, and I'd like to welcome our MP, Tony Van Bynen.
Thank you very much, Giancarlo. You know, Giancarlo, I was just sharing with him, the first time we met, Giancarlo was in the backyard of a home in Mount Albert, and he was helping to build a child's play structure that they had raised money for. So to me, that was an indication of someone who really cared about the community. Giancarlo, your hands-on approach to community support and sustainable business practices and food rescue initiatives demonstrate your dedication to making a positive impact beyond the business realm. Vince's Community Product Program has raised $170,000 for vital organizations, and you've set aside a significant amount of your yearly budget for other grassroots initiatives. So it talks to me about your commitment to community and something you should be proud of. You also led the Canadian Federation Independent Grocers to establish the Canadian Grocery Code of Conduct, and that's had an influence in the industry beyond your local community. And you've been recognized by your Chamber of Commerce as a Business Person of the Year. So it's a real pleasure to be here, to be in the company of people who care about their community. But it is my pleasure to introduce the Prime Minister, and it really is a pleasure to do so. He's a thoughtful, genuine, and sincere person who cares about people. And during my term of office, I have seen firsthand the works that he does work tirelessly for Canadians. Examples are protecting NAFTA when it was under attack, supporting families and workers and businesses through the global pandemic, and leading our country through an economic recovery that is better than just about anywhere else. All this with a steadfast focus on building a solid foundation for a future and a promise that we will have as the world changes around us. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister of Canada, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Great to be here today with all of you. Very excited to be here with the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, Chrystia, to talk about something we're doing on affordability. Giancarlo, thank you so much for welcoming us here to Vince's. As a strong independent grocer, you've had a real impact on people's lives. You've also seen over the past years the challenges folks have faced, and we're glad to make a big announcement today. Tony and Francesco, it's great to be back in the region. Great to be here with all of you to talk about how we're going to make life more affordable for so many people. L'annonce qu'on fait aujourd'hui va faire beaucoup d'heureux. La trajectoire de notre économie est dans la bonne direction. On est en train de voir l'inflation diminuer, on est en train de voir les taux d'intérêt diminuer, on a une bonne croissance économique prévue pour 2025, on est en train de voir l'économie reprendre, mais en même temps, les gens ont besoin d'aide. C'est pour ça qu'on est allé de l'avant avec plusieurs mesures qui sont en train d'enlever de la pression sur leur compte de banque.
On their bank account, whether it's dental care to help seniors and others, or daycare spots at $10 a day across the country, and thousands of dollars of pressure on families, either through the program for school lunches, that relieves pressure on parents, and other initiatives like insulin or free prescription contraceptives. We're doing a lot of things to relieve pressure on families, but we know we want to do even more.
We're delivering, whether it's dental care, whether it's pharmacare with free insulin or free prescription contraceptives, whether it's more spaces and $10 a day child care that is saving families thousands of dollars, whether it's dental care that's taken huge pressures off of primarily seniors' budgets, but also others. These are things that are making a difference. But at the same time, Canadians are still struggling to get by. These elements have taken off pressures, but there is more to do. As the holidays approach, families, especially parents, are particularly worried. Canadians have been through a lot. They work hard. We see that. We've been able to get through the past couple of years. Everyone had to tighten their belts a little bit. And now we're going to be able to give a tax break for all Canadians. For 2 months, starting December 14th, we're going to remove the GST, HST from groceries, 100% of groceries, all groceries. We're going to remove the GST from restaurant meals, takeouts, fast food. Removing the GST from beer and wine. Removing the GST for essentials like kids' clothing, footwear, diapers, and toys. All tax-free, removing the GST and HST. For 2 months, Canadians are going to get a real break on everything they do. We also know that there's more we need to do, particularly for working Canadians. So if you worked in 2023 and earned up to $150,000, we're going to be sending you a check for $250 in just a few months. Our government can't set prices at checkout, but we can put more money in people's pockets. The Working Canadians rebate of $250, which will be sent to people in April, is going to give people that relief they need. And the tax break over the next 2 months is going to help on the costs of everything as we approach the holidays, as we get into the new year. These are things that recognize that people are squeezed, and we're there to help. Money that will help people buy the things they need and save up for the things they want. And the final comment is that I really hope that all parties in the House get behind this so we can pass this quickly, so that Canadians can get this relief as soon as December 14th. Merci beaucoup tout le monde d'être ici.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Questions in a moment, but for now, I'm going to pass it over to someone who's been working very hard to deliver this support for Canadians, Chrystia Freeland, our Finance Minister. Chrystia.
Thanks, Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is a little bit taller than I am. Okay, well, I want to start by saying, buongiorno Giancarlo, grazie mille per l'accoglio. It is really wonderful to be here at Vince's, which is a local institution, a place that is trusted and I'm going to say beloved by families in this community. Ça me fait plaisir d'être ici au cœur
at the heart of this community that's so important, so close, to make announcements that will truly help Canadians of the middle class with an issue that bothers them, the issue of affordability.
Before coming out to make our announcement, the Prime Minister, Tony, Francesco, and I had a chance to talk to Giancarlo. Tony and Francesco know him well and know Vince's very well. And it was such a valuable window into the life of this community and also into the lives of Canadians. And what Giancarlo told us, you can see what has been happening in the Canadian economy at the checkout counter here at Vince's. He talked about how things were really hard for Canadians at the beginning of this year, that, inflation was coming down, but interest rates were still high. And that was really biting in the pocketbook, and he saw it with what people were able to afford to buy here. One thing that Giancarlo told us that I really loved is he said he could almost measure the trajectory of interest rates by what people were doing at the cash register here. And as rates have come down, people have been coming back into Vince's and have been able to spend a little bit more. So that story from Giancarlo.
We've been listening to an announcement by the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. A big move, a removal of the GST and HST from groceries for the next 2 months. That is starting effective December 14th. This also includes the removal of the GST and HST from meals, including dine-in and takeout. It also includes the removal of GST on alcohol sales, and also announcing a $250 check to Canadians who earn up to $150,000 as part of the Working Canadians rebate. That will be received in April if it's passed.